Hello, everyone. I am recording this in case I lose electricity and get booted out. I'm going to introduce everybody that's going to be at the event today for the Cloud Connectors portion. And today we have Pierre Rousseau, the president and CEO, attending, as well as Jeff Tremblay, the CTO. I am Katrina Paglarani, the new VP of Partnerships and Alliances. And we also have JP, or Jean-Pierre Roulet, who is the sales director for the Cloud Connectors. Today's topics, we're going to go over some of the findings from the state of today's HR tech stack. We're going to discuss some of the good, the bad, and the ugly of integration experiences people have had from the perspective of both end buyers and solution providers. And then we're going to go over a couple of stories of how UKG and TCC have worked together in the past. First off, the state of the HR tech stack report for 2021 came out in July of 2021, just last month. It comes out once a year, and I have participated in the advisory board of that project both last year and this year. It's very interesting. I do have a copy of the full report if anybody would like that. Please reach out to me directly. We're just going to address two of the key takeaway slides from the report for 2021. First, key takeaways. To gain a competitive advantage, you need to determine and address your tech stack's ability to integrate talent management solutions, ensure ease of configurability, reinforce the corporate culture, automate HR administration, and connect and align work groups. Basically, what that means is we need to have access to accurate and timely data from whatever position we are in, meaning that if you are in payroll and you have access to certain tools, you need to be able to access the information you need quickly, and it needs to be accurate in order to make the decisions you need for that department. Again, the same thing if you were in talent acquisition or if you were in finance, you need to be able to access accurate and timely information to make those business decisions in order to make your organization successful. The second slide is basically tells us the same thing it told us last year, same results. Integration continues to be the top problem in today's HR tech stacks. The survey question was, which of the following problems does your organization face in regard to your HR tech stack? And the top answer was systems are not well integrated and or cannot be integrated. So this is exactly the same top problem that was addressed or that was chosen last year in 2020. And again, integration is a top pain this year. Now we're going to go over a summary of different integration issues as they pertain to direct employers or direct employer organizations, and also as they pertain to solution providers who are selling into those direct employers. So enterprise customer issues with integrations, they don't have access to the information they need. Integrations are very expensive. They take too long. The data is not accurate. Sometimes they don't have the right source of truth set up. So the integrations don't actually provide accurate data, even though they've got integrations. Maybe they're not working properly, or they break when things are updated. So, or they've got integrations from several different systems, which I've also seen. And so when something breaks, you don't know where it's broken. You have to go look at all these disparate systems. So all in all, these are the top issues that generally I hear from enterprise customers, direct customers. It's different when you look at the point of view of solution providers, but basically your issues, a lot of them stem from the issues of your clients. Again, when you're talking about enterprise solution providers, or those that address or sell into enterprise businesses, the first thing they get asked when they're trying to sell or when they're talking to a prospect is, does your solution connect to my XYZ? And if you even have a moment of hesitation in your voice before you say absolutely yes, you're off the list. And I hear this all the time. So you really need to be able to say, yes, it's integrated, or yes, we can integrate it with, we've done it before, or we're able to do it quickly and easily. We can show you that we've done something similar. So that is one of the biggest things that I hear all the time. People are also worried that, if you're starting from scratch to build a custom integration, it's going to take, not 6 weeks necessarily, but maybe 6 months or longer. People have bad experiences, whether they're direct employers or they are solution providers. They've gone down the wrong path in the past, so they have bad experiences. They've wasted investment on really expensive tools or third-party providers that have, taken time and money, and they've gotten nothing out of it. So what we did is we took a poll and we asked for what the top 3 pains were that solution providers were feeling. And I'll get those results for you and pop them up here. Next, are all integrations the same? Well, the short answer is, of course, they're not. The integrations, they vary so much. And what's important to you really depends on what you're looking for those integrations to accomplish. And that is true for either a direct employer or, somebody who's in the SaaS or HR technology arena. If you're looking for more business, maybe you're not so concerned about, maybe you're going to use your internal team because you're not worried about the expense. You're worried about, making your ARR go up, and you're just trying to sell at any cost. If you're older company and just trying to retain your current clients, and maybe you need to, pass your integrations onto a third party and have them taken care of because you need to build up your own internal product to compete with the new guys that are coming in. Maybe you need, that you need to concentrate on your own internal stuff and not spend time on external integrations. Or maybe you need to take over the integrations and make sure that you're not sending them off to a third party, because you need to deepen those relationships, and you want to have the integrations and build everything internally and only have them talking to your internal team, and build a little ecosystem that's all integrated of best in class tools. It really depends. And of course, also integrations are different because sometimes you get, out of the box, just a couple fields that solve the very basic problem, or on the other side, you get very customized solutions that are solved for a very particular organization in a very particular situation that has very particular needs, and it won't work for anybody else. So of course, very different, very different. What it comes down to is there's 3 integration types. You've got, they're very disparate. You've got, on one side, do it yourself, point to point, built by your own team, totally independent, or you've bought a tool and you're working internally. And then on the opposite side, you've got a custom bespoke consulting house that's building each integration specifically for that particular client, enterprise client that has everything customized, and they want everything just built just so. And then you've got something in between. There are disadvantages to going either direction. Do-it-yourself point-to-point built by your own internal team can be expensive. It can certainly be time-consuming. And when something breaks, it is your internal team's job to fix it. You could have purchased a do-it-yourself platform, iPaaS platform, that maybe has low support and doesn't understand necessarily your industry. It could also have a big investment behind it, initial investment, something like MuleSoft maybe. On the other hand, you go the other direction, you've got a custom bespoke consulting house. You might be handing off your prospect and customer relationships to a third party, where they're going to be working with them for 6, 8 months, a year, perhaps. It can definitely be very expensive. Because it's an integration that's very customized, it can take longer, so it's very time consuming. And when you do have that customer at the end and that integration is completed, that integration is only for that particular client. It's not scalable, it's not reusable, and it is expensive to maintain because it is being maintained by that consulting firm. Generally, it's in their hands from that day forward. They're maintaining it, they're monitoring it, they're keeping it up and running. So when something goes wrong, it's their job to fix it, and they will charge you for it. On the other hand, there are advantages to both sides. Do-it-yourself point-to-point built by your own team, it allows you to retain control of your relationships. It's less expensive for sure than customized options. On the other side, custom bespoke consulting houses can allow your own teams, your own internal teams, to concentrate on what they do best. They can work on your own product. They can keep you competitive in your own industry. Your integrations are going to be professionally built, managed, monitored, and maintained. And oftentimes they can offer HR expertise if you get the right one. So what I'm talking about is something in between. So if you've got something that is domain specific, an HR iPaaS, perhaps with reusable integration templates that are mass updatable and quicker to deploy, you still are able to retain control of the client relationships. You are still able to get these done at a less expensive rate than customized options. You still, it's still a lot less work for vendors. You're still getting a service that is professionally, or an integration workflows that are professionally built, managed, monitored, and maintained. And you can most certainly get HR expertise. So you get the best of both worlds, and you also get some added additional benefits. And that solution, of course, I'm referring to is the cloud connectors. So let me also go over some success stories of UKG and TCC in particular working together. First off, I've got a couple of enterprise UKG customers that we've been working with. You probably recognize some of these names. So this first customer, or first partner that I'm going to talk to you about is IA, or Industrial Alliance. Now, they are a third-party benefits administrator. They have a proprietary system where IA require automated data flow from their client's HRIS of choice into their proprietary platform. And so each client basically requires them to connect to their HRIS of choice. So there's so many that they need to connect to that in no short order, they would be in the integration business themselves if they tried to do this on their own. Oops. Currently, TCC is managing 87 integrations for 41 clients, connecting to 13 different systems, and 11 of those clients are UKG clients. So what TCC does is they extract the data out of any client system and transform it into the proper format for the IA proprietary system. They drop it into an SFTP, which is imported into the IA system. And then IA can disperse it to whatever end provider they need to. New custom integrations take about 2 weeks to build and 2 weeks to implement with minimal issues. The key takeaways from this example are that IA maintains control of their client relationships. IA is able to use all of their developer operations on their own client needs and research and development. The process works consistently, and IA, as well as IA customers, are happy, and they get Cloud Connectors get calls every single day from IA about customers, and everything's running just smoothly. Next, we have Groupe Robert. Now, Groupe Robert is a large trucking and logistics organization that wanted to build their own integrations, but needed HR tech expertise in order to extract data out of a couple of UKG systems. So once TCC was able to build the smart connectors out of the UKG products, which was UltiPro Core and Chronos Dimensions, then Robert, or Groupe Robert, was able to extract the data they needed out of those two systems via API, or actually from the smart connector, and then import it into their on-premise SAP instance. So they were able to use the iPaaS platform themselves once they had access to the data that they needed using the platform and the pre-built connectors. And Groupe Robert therefore saved a ton of time, about 80% of their time compared to starting from scratch. Key takeaways here are TCC had already built connectors for the most popular solutions in the market, like UKG Dimensions and UltiPro Core. Groupe Robert selected TCC because of our domain expertise in HR. They valued TCC's professionally maintained connectors, and that's important because any updates to the APIs are the responsibility of the Cloud Connectors and not Groupe Robert. And again, our solution works where others have failed. The last story is about UKG and TCC working with consulting firms. So let me share with you how they work together. SIs and consulting firms work with the Cloud Connectors to provide reusable integrations to their clients. Consulting firms work with TCC to ensure their clients have a great experience with their newly implemented software, and because of our specialized domain expertise in HR. TCC has many live UKG iCIMS clients, most of them referred by a single UKG consulting group. In this example, the consulting company has well over a dozen integrations between these two systems alone, with an average of 3 integrations per end client. This is important because integrations can be an income stream for these companies. Also, reusable integration bundles are offered. They are quick to deploy, and again, our integrations work. So these SIs can depend on us to provide a good service, which is what they promise their customers. And that's why customers go to consulting firms and SIs in the first place. So if you remember nothing else, what I want you to take from all these stories is that what we offer is customer control, quality, and solution value. And you do not have to give up one for the other. So you get all 3 of these. There are more details on this slide. I will share this with you so you can read these at your leisure. But this is the lesson behind the stories. We offer customer control, quality, and solution value without giving up one for the other. The best of both worlds. So the Cloud Connectors, again, is scalable and flexible. These are some of the most popular smart connectors that we have on the platform. Here is a slide of the most popular connectors that are used by UKG clients that we work with. Now, since we had a lot of assessment vendors on this event, or invited to this event, we have a list here of the smart connectors that are assessment vendors and the clients that are using those. The Cloud Connector's choice allows for future flexibility, full support when you need it, platform access when you don't. As we all know, after COVID, the only constant in life is change. Thank you all for joining, and I look forward to hearing from you after this event. And if you would like to set up some time with me, please go to my Calendly link, which is actually on this slide, calendly.com/HRIPass. Feel free to call me or email me. I look forward to answering all your questions and seeing you at the next live event. Thanks. Bye.